Hi, my name is Steve Coleman from StreamWeaver, and today we're going to talk about how to get started with your StreamWeaver SaaS trial. Before we start, if you want to follow along with me, make sure that you've got your own source and your own destination available with the connection information that you need to connect to them. So once you've signed up either for a trial or for an actual SaaS account, you'll be given a username and a password, and you'll be given a URL. When you connect to that URL, you'll be asked to enter your user and your password. So here you can see the StreamWeaver UI. On the left, this is where you would see your sources. On the right, that's where you'd see your destinations. So what we're going to do today is set up a new integration, and I'm going to use AppDynamics as my source and Splunk as my destination, but if you're following along, you can use your own source and destination. So here's my AppDynamics system. You can see I've got an AppDynamics system with some applications defined, one of which is this Easy Travel application, and you can see I've got a destination which is Elastic, and there's this index called SWP Demo 1 that actually is empty. If you're using Elastic, you can create your own index and give it a name that you like. So let's go back to the StreamWeaver UI. And if we want to do a new integration, all we've got to do is click on the plus. That will take us into the wizard. Now all I need to do is select my source, which is going to be AppDynamics. I enter my connection information. You can see that in this particular case, for the different sources, there will be different required information. So if you want to understand a little bit more about what you'll need for your sources and destinations, you can find that on the documentation website. Or you could just go into the StreamWeaver UI and you can see what it asks for. Okay. So now I'm going to hit Validate and Create. And that goes away and talks to AppDynamics. At this point, we know that we are able to talk to AppDynamics, and we've also collected any useful information that we need. Now we're going to put in our destination. And in this case, the destination is going to be Elastic. Yet again, you need your connection information for your Elastic destination. Hit Validate and Create, and look, there's that SWP Demo 1 index that we talked about before. And StreamWeaver has worked out the different data types that AppDynamics has. So there are 4 data types there in the case of AppDynamics. There's events, health rule violations, metrics, and topology, and you can turn these on or off depending on whether you want to actually do that type of integration. And then you can pull down the filters to actually filter down. So what we're going to do here is pull down against the applications, and we're going to select the Easy Travel application. This is dynamically collected from AppDynamics. So we're going to do that for each of the data types. And now we're going to hit the create. And then for Elastic, there's actually nothing to define. For some distributors, there'll be some extra configuration to be done, but in the case of Elastic, there's nothing that needs to be done. So I hit on Create Distributors. And then I'm going to hit Save and Start Stream. And that's it. I did my first integration. So if I come across to my Elastic, I hit on Refresh. And I now have data that's come from AppDynamics. So in a couple of minutes, you've seen how easy it is to use StreamWeaver to integrate all your sources and destinations in your ITOM and ITSM tools. So once you've got your trial set up and you can see data flowing from your sources to your destinations, you might want to think about what success looks like. What are you going to measure? Obviously, you want to make sure that you get the data that you expect from your sources to your destinations. You might also want to measure things like how easy it was to set up versus how difficult it would be to do by hand. You also might want to think about what other tools you could integrate using StreamWeaver. And finally, obviously, how does it help your business? Thank you very much for listening to me, and I wish you a successful trial.